Expensive? Yes. Overpriced? Not really. Right? Go for it. Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven with your weekly figure news fix. This time around 28th of October, into the second day of No Nut November. Any one of you who has already failed the month's test, let me know down in the comments below. The figures on pre-order this week is the exact opposite of the last 2 weeks. We have a lot of genuine licensed anime figures to go through for this week. Meanwhile, the third-party resin stuff are kind of boring for the week. Yeah, not too many, and I think there are like only a couple of figures that are interesting. Yeah. Okay, so now we go into Hobby Link Japan HLJ, our channel's affiliate partner for licensed anime figures. And I have selected the figures I want to cover, which is most of the scale figures over here, and we shall begin with big scale figures as usual. So the first one here, yeah, this is not a 1/4, this is more like 1/3.5. Why so specific, right? Yeah, the reason why they are being so specific, this was a speculation I came up with in the past. Yeah, they are trying to hit that specific price point. For example, if they were to do an Azur Lane figure and that is a tall figure with giant oppai, then at 40,000 yen, their target price, then they get 1/4 scale. This is kind of a lolly character, semi-lolly character, you know, and maybe it is kind of cheaper to manufacture, marginally cheaper, but they still wanted to sell her for 40,000 yen, so they increased the price slightly to 1/3.5. But hey, bigger is always better, right? That's what she said, by the way. Okay, so this Sabbath of the Witch, Nene Ayachi by Alice Glint is going for almost 40,000 yen. Alice Glint seems to be getting their hands into making bigger figures, right? I remember them best for Rio Leon from Danmachi. Yeah, the only 1/7 scale figure of her in existence. One of my favorite characters in Danmachi, by the way. So yeah, Alice Glint, very solid brand. Their quality control is fine. So feel free to pick this one up. Even more so when a big figure like this that is not made by Free Ink. Yeah, it is very unlikely for them to screw something up. 40k, 1/3.5, fair enough. Moving on to the next one, 1/4 scale. Yeah. So what Free Ink did over here is like, hey, good smile, can you lend me your 3D sculpt on the very same Saber Lily figure that you guys made a pop-up rate of? Yeah, we want the same exact 3D model. And then we just enlarge it by 500%, and then we go from 5,000 yen to 45,000 yen. Probably they did not use the same exact sculpt from the ones they used in pop-up rate, but I would imagine very similar. But they can't just upscale the old 3D model like that, you know. They need to increase the amount of detail on the sculpture, otherwise it would look really bad when you, yeah, it is like taking a small image and trying to upscale it. You do the same thing to 3D models, then it is going to look really bad when you make it at 1/4 scale. So hopefully they redo the 3D model from scratch instead of upsizing an existing one. This is apparently from FGO Saber Ultra Lily Pendragon. Saber Ultra Pendragon Lily, okay, whatever. 45,000 yen, June release next year. Yeah, a typical bunny girl at 1/4 scale, 36,000 yen. But here we have Excalibur and also FGO text, so 45,000 yen. Can you justify it? Let me know down in the comments below. For me, as a Fate series fan, I mean, this is a Saber face. I am betting on them to overproduce it so that we get a bargain bin after release. Moving on to the next 1/4 scale as predicted by me last week. Last week we had Kano Unjo. This week we get Realmo Shime. Yep. Barrel Bunny version 2nd for 38,000 yen. Wait, was Kano Unjo 36 or 38? Should be the same price. I think their bust size are very similar. And this is what we call the Asian toilet squat pose, right? Somehow it is attractive to some people. For me, I don't know why. It looks kind of hot, but I suppose that it looks hot when you are wearing a bunny suit and not something else. I don't know. Yeah, this would look great on top of a toilet bowl for display. 38k is fine. It's reasonable. And for Ikitozen fans, yeah, they are going to jump on this thing. Even though they have bought the stockings version, I can recommend it to Ikitozen fans. Okay, moving on to the next one, we have low-cost 1x4 scale figures by Abilu Design. And let me repeat myself because this isn't a common brand, right? For those of you who might be watching this video for the first time, Abilu Design is the scale PVC division of the third-party resin figure brand ACY Studio or AC Studio. I'm not sure which is the correct way to pronounce it. Yeah, so this is a PVC figure, presumably their own original character design, 1x4 scale Molly's Changing Time Ninja A type, 15,000 yen only, right? March release next year, and there are two color versions. This is the fair skin version, and then there is also a slightly tanned version. For me, with skin tones tanned or normal, I think it is a case-by-case basis. Some figures look better when they are tanned. For this one, maybe because of the black color suit she is wearing, I feel like the fairer skin version gives the color scheme a little bit more extra contrast. So I am leaning towards this one a bit more. Yeah. And this is only for the Save for Work version. If you want the cast-off version, oddly enough, HLJ has not opened pre-ordered for the additional cast-off parts yet. They haven't pre-order opened it yet, but over in Ami, you can find it over here. Provisional pre-order, yeah, this is alternative body part, not the entire figure, right? You are just buying the accessories, which is weird. I mean, the best way to do this is to either include this alternative part into the original figure, you sell a standard version, 15,000 yen, or a deluxe version at 23,000 yen maybe, or you sell two entire separate figures separately. So this is weird that they are only selling the accessories in a separate box. Yeah, this is not the entire figure. And of course, it is available in fair skin and also tanned version. Yeah, so far only Ami has listed it and it is in their adult section, not on the homepage. Moving up next, another low-cost 1x4 scale. Now, this is something you guys are going to hit that pre-order button the moment you saw her go on pre-order a few days back, right? I can understand it. I mean, in my opinion, right? 12,000 yen for 1x4 scale is indeed a no-brainer. I would get one after release maybe, but at the same time, this kind of leg stretching pose isn't very uncommon. I've seen a few 1x7s with this kind of pose. And the way Animaster executed this figure or character design over here is that, how do I put it? The way her right leg is stretching upwards, it looks a bit unnatural. I don't know why. Yeah, I think the hip region or the thigh region, the way it is curving, I'm not too sure how to describe it. It looks a bit unnatural from the human anatomy standpoint. But at the same time, this is a very thick girl and her thighs are thick as well. Everywhere is thick. So maybe it will look better from other angles. I'm not too sure, right? But otherwise, there is not much else to complain. A lot of nice things to say about this figure otherwise. My other concern, the bigger concern over here is that this is a low-cost figure, and while they are going to use metal rods for the foot pegs over there, probably two of them, I'm a bit concerned. Yeah, the ankle region of her leg is quite narrow, quite thin, and the upper half of the figure looks very heavy. I have Bear Panda's 1x4 scale Konata over here, and that is quite a top-heavy figure. This is a low-cost figure, which means more PVC than ABS. ABS is expensive. And PVC is both softer, less rigid, less durable, and more susceptible to heat deformation, which is to say, leaning, right? Each time I touch my Konata figure by Bear Panda, this thought does cross my mind, like, this is a heavy figure, high PVC content because it has to be in order to make the figure cheaper. What if this figure was standing on one leg? Yeah, I would be a bit concerned. So I'm not sure how Animaster is going to get it done with this figure and ensure that she does not lean over time. While I know that a lot of you prefer smaller bases because you have limited display space, the base is a tad bit too small and maybe too lightweight for the figure, right? Small surface area means, it is not stable because this is a top heavy figure. Just a small bump and the figure will topple over. That's the first thing. And second thing is that the base is likely to be hollow plastic, very lightweight once again, without the surface area to support it. And we have a top heavy PVC figure. I can't help but feel a bit concerned. But even with these things in mind, it is still very likely for me to pick one up after release because the thing is so cheap. Like, I don't care anymore. Like, there are compromises to be made. There are some legit concerns over here. But when she is so cheap, I would give her a go. And for me as a YouTuber, there is the additional bonus of being able to criticize it appropriately, to make content out of it, right? In a review later on. So I'll consider getting one regardless. Okay, moving on to the next figure over here. 1x5 scale. We have a lot of big and thick girls this week. Coming from Lovely, a premium edgy figure brand from China. 1x5 scale Little Red Riding Hood and the Wolf. This is the Little Red Riding Hood, 33,000 yen original character art. And Big Mummy Milkers for 33,000 yen. Fair enough, right? 1x5. I mean, this is not too different from a 1x5 scale, 1x6 scale figure by Rocket Boy or Native. Yeah, so the pricing is reasonable. Expensive but reasonable. Character design, right? Not really my cup of tea. That's about it. But for those of you who love MILFs, this is worth considering. And of course, if there is Little Red Riding Hood, there is the Wolf, right? Yeah, so we have this Wolf over here, which I do like her character design a lot more than the Little Red Riding Hood for the same 33,000 yen, coming out in September next year. It is a bit of a dilemma over here, like the Little Red Riding Hood has a nicer or more interesting outfit design. Meanwhile, this figure feels a bit too plain and bland, you know, because yeah, she only has fur on her and nothing else. But the face, yeah, the design of the character, the face and the hair looks a lot nicer on this one. But in the end, we are talking about Little Red Riding Hood and the Wolf. You need both. So this is like 67,000 yen before shipping. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one over here. 1x6 scale One-Eyed Dragon-chan Deluxe Edition by Hobby Sakura. Yeah, this one, I discussed about her quite a bit back in OneFest Shanghai. We have this big boing boing over there. Way too big for my taste. But man, 1x6 scale, wall scroll, 22k. Great pricing, right? Yeah, someone told me the same in my Facebook page. If you don't want a wall scroll, as usual, 2,000 yen cheaper. And this is worth it if you like the character design. Nice face, nice hips, nice backside. But those melons on the chest, not my thing. Not my kind of thing. Okay, moving on to the next one over here. We have 1x6 scale Suki no Yoriso. Sounds like looks like, right? The character design over here looks like something I am very familiar with. Like, this is textbook eroge game character design, you know? Yeah, edgy game. I know nothing about this title, but based on character design alone, it does look like that kind of content. Okay, Luna Sakura Koji cat ear made by Q6, 22,000 yen almost. June release next year. Whoa, what happened to you guys, Q6? Q6 is known for making K cups, Z cups, big boing boing things. What happened? Why are you guys making this borderline airport runway flatness thing over here on my screen? What is up? Yeah, sometimes you need variety, right? I mean, you are always making figures that are these. Sometimes you need to make the opposite, just to add some variety into your product lineup, into your catalog in a way. So this is available in black or pink version. Like, this is traditional eroge character design at this point, and even the colors, right? Black, white, pink, very traditional, very stereotypical. I would still lean towards the black color one, yeah. The reason is simple, color contrast, it suits her more. 22,000 yen 1x6 is, yeah, it is a good price. Q6, as for quality, they are okay, B tier company, you know. Not exactly outstanding, but not bad either. Could be worse, like Daiki Kogyo. Yeah, they are better than the Daiki Kogyo at least. Okay, moving on to the next one over here. This is my personal favorite scale figure this week. And if you are a big fan of Hololive, smash that pre-order button, because I'm sure if you collect Hololive figures, you'll know what happened to the Good Smile version, right? Yeah, 40,000 yen aftermarket price. So do not skip on this one if you like her. And in my opinion, this is a very tough choice because I have seen the Good Smile version in person a few times. That figure was displayed by figure stores in event spaces. They are both over there, and then I got to take a look at the figure in person. The Good Smile one was really good, right? So it is no wonder that her value shot up combined with her popularity. And now Max Factory came up with one, and being one of the best figure brands out there, it is a tough choice to choose between the two. But that is assuming that both are at MSRP price, right? Recommended retail price. But now today in late 24 and later on in year 25, if Good Smile does not re-release their version, then this is the one to go for because Max Factory is like A+ or S tier figure brand. Yeah, their quality control is excellent. So this one at 1/6 scale, Houshou Marine 30 outfit, going for almost 32,000 yen before shipping. Expensive? Yes. Overpriced? Not really. Right? Go for it. This is a good buy. A very good buy indeed. Okay, moving on to the next figure over here. 1/6 scale Fox Priestess Fume Regular Edition. I couldn't find the deluxe edition on HLJ for some reason. So they call this regular edition. So they are implying there is a deluxe edition. For me, I don't collect wall scrolls. And if my walls are feeling a bit empty, which it indeed is, I think I would rather do photography works of my anime figure collection and then print it out, huge print, frame it and put it on the wall. Yeah, that would be like, a photography gallery. I would prefer to do that since I am a content creator myself. I would rather put up my own portfolio or artwork, photography work. Okay, so back to this figure over here. CC Cute is a brand I have never heard of. First time I'm seeing this name. But I'm guessing that it is a Chinese brand. I'm just guessing. I mean, it is cheap, right? But regardless, I need to check MFC, and if it is indeed confirmed that this is a Chinese brand, I would say I will feel more rest assured. I'll feel more confident in placing a pre-order compared to being an unknown Japanese brand. Yeah, so far I haven't seen Chinese brands screwing up in a big way multiple times. Yeah. I think Omaha had was it Omaha? There was one Chinese brand, edgy figure brand, where they had QC issues with one of the edgy figures. The parts don't fit. That was last year. But since then, I haven't heard much, right? So, yeah, that's the thing with Chinese brands. It feels like their quality control is better nowadays. Moving on to the next one over here by Union Creative. This is non-scale, but Union Creative To Love Raw figures, they are often closer to 1/6, so I grouped them with 1/6 figures. To Love Raw School Uniform Series Mikan Yuki. Oh no. Uniform Series, which means this is just the first one. They are going to make more. How many To Love Raw figures are you guys going to spam, man? You guys make too many. I do appreciate Union Creative a lot for not ignoring the side characters. Their school teacher, I think the name is Mikado, and then the big mommy Yami, Golden Darkness, but the mommy version, the big mom version, I can't remember her name. They actually make figures of these insert side characters that other brands won't touch, and I respect Union Creative for that. Regardless of their occasional QC control issues, right? They don't ignore the side characters. So this is 18,000 yen. Will it be, quite hard to say because Yuki Mikan is like top 3 favorite emoto among Japanese anime fans of all time. Yeah, she is a good emoto at least. Just that this figure is going to feel small even though it is as big as 1/6 scale because number 1, she's a lolly, number 2, she is sitting. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one over here. Hatsune Miku again. How many Miku figures do we need a year? The answer is yes. Yeah. This will never end. I think, assuming that I have children in future and my grandchildren are still collecting figures, by then there will still be new Miku figures, I think. Yeah, Racing version 2068 version, I don't know. Okay, so this is Symphony 2023 version. Wow, the dress is kind of fancy at 27,000 yen, December release next year, by the way. A very good looking figure. Like this is very stylish, very photogenic, very elegant. I like it from the perspective of a photographer. The only problem is that god behind her. Yeah, kind of ruins the figure a bit. I think I would prefer them to stick a huge transparent plastic block on her other leg rather than having a rod behind her. Yeah, I would prefer a plastic block on the other leg. I don't know why they do this, because to me, having support on the other leg, it makes a lot more sense. Okay, can I recommend it? Yeah. I mean, Good Smile is almost synonymous with Miku right now. I mean, when we think about Miku scale figures, the first brand that comes to mind is Good Smile, right? Even though Max Factory and a few others also make Miku figures. The thing with Good Smile's Miku figures, right? Yeah, sometimes the QC can be hit or miss as well. But we are looking at like maybe every 6 or 8 scale figures they make of Miku, then maybe one of them will have small issues. I mean, the previous Symphony version, 2021 version, I can't remember which year. The one I reviewed on this channel, the only one, right? Yeah, that one had QC issues on her hair, but that wasn't my figure. Someone lent it to me. However, go for it if you like the character design. Yeah. Moving on to the next Miku figure over here, Hatsune Miku wa Bani. 20,000 yen only. The only issue is, yeah, it is Furio, right? September release next year. Furio no longer makes stuff that costs 35 or 40,000 yen. I think most likely, right? Most likely, yeah, the board of directors above or something like that. They, of course, obviously, they review the company's performance. Those ultra expensive, overpriced figures weren't selling, so they stopped doing that, which is great at least. Just 2 years ago, I mean, the most infamous Furio figure to me, personally, was Hestia wedding dress version. Came out almost 2 years ago, or longer than that. That thing was 40,000 yen, and the whole figure is just huge white blocks of wedding dress and not much detail. Yeah. So they have stopped doing that. I'm really grateful for that. Now, with this Miku figure, I think it's all down to whether you like the character design, right? Whether you like the version or not. To me, it is almost impossible to buy every Miku figure, but I do know people who do that. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one over here. This is, I wanted to say this is random, but I think I remember seeing this one from One Fest. I think I remember. My Dress Up Darling Sajuna Inui t-shirt version by Kyoskyo, 16,000 yen, July release next year. Man, this has to be the lowest effort scale figure by Kyoskyo in the past year or so. At the same time, this is only one of only 2 figures of her. Yeah, the other one is by Sega, S-Fire to be exact. Still in prototype stage. We saw it in One Fest recently. That one was in a maid outfit, I think. Yeah, so that one will be a lot better than this one, but also more expensive. I'm predicting 25,000 yen for the Sega or S-Fire version. This for 16k doesn't feel like worth it that much, you know. Yeah, it is like a slightly better price figure in terms of detail level. But it is not like there are many other figures of her out there, unfortunately. Damn. Should have made a figure of her in one of her cosplays we saw in the anime. This is so low effort. Moving on to the next figure over here, by Cyber Agent. No, I have always associated Cyber Agent as that figure brand who is making Niji Sanji figures, but somehow now they want to sell Albedo as well because she prints money. This is Jet Black dress version by 27,000 yen, was it? Where's the price? What the heck? Let me refresh the page for a second. There we go. 27,000 yen. Yeah, I remembered correctly. No, Cyber Agent's Niji Sanji figures were so damn overpriced that this Albedo figure with this sophisticated looking base for 27k? Damn! It does not even have to be the most detailed Albedo figure. 27k for all of these? Do you want to give it a try? Like, do you want to risk it? Because Cyber Agent is not exactly a known figure brand. Very new, right? We don't know how the figure will turn out, but for a character with long hair, with wings and that base for 27,000 yen, this is cheap. Very cheap. And for Albedo, we always need to take a good look at her face. I think she looks fine, right? every albedo figure, it feels like Evangelion figures. Every single one of them, they are like slightly different because of a different sculptor and artist, but this one looks okay to me. The problem is that this figure reminds me of the Union Creative version that came out like a couple of years ago, and I think that one get a re-release as well for 25k. This reminds me a lot of the Sobin version, yeah, by Union Creative. Moving on to the next one. Okay, Azur Lane. We have two figures from Azur Lane this week. The first one here, New Jersey collaboration illustration version. By Apex Toys, 19,000 yen only. December release next year, by the way. Yeah, Apex Toys is making way too many figures now. Yeah, it announced and made too many stuff that their figures now require more than 1 year of waiting. Yeah, even for simple figures like this. Now, I'm going to repeat the same thing I said in my previous coverage of her in the One Fest coverage. It feels like Apex Toys took a look at what Union Creative did with the Zozo Black series of the Gridman Universe figures, and they said that we can do it better. And this is what we got, which looks like 3 or 5 times better than whatever Union Creative has achieved. For a pure black figure in terms of the outfit, this looks outstanding, right? It looks detailed despite the rather monotonous color scheme. I like it a lot. Okay, moving on to the next one over here by Neon Max. Azur Lane Ting An simplified version, 20,000 yen. Simplified version, are they implying there is an overcomplicated version coming soon? Yeah, with all those ship parts behind her, I assume. 20k it is a good price, right? I mean, coming from a Japanese brand, 20k is okay for a 1/7 scale Azur Lane figure. Neon Max is best known for the Blue Archive Wakamo figure. That thing is, yeah, selling so well, nothing quite wrong with it, and the value is starting to go up. Yeah, Wakamo from Blue Archive, I remember them best, like that is their signature figure to me right now. Can you, should you get this one? I mean, if you love Azur Lane and you are not content with your 6,900 Azur Lane figures at home, then perhaps pick one up. Moving on to the next one over here. A new 02 figure in late 2024. I wasn't expecting this. It is not like the anime is going to get season 2, right? I don't think so. This is by Proof, 21,000 yen. May release next year. And Proof... I feel sorry for Proof because I have a relatively bad impression of them at the moment. Yeah, their Marin Kitagawa figure, they screwed up her face real good, right? The least cosplay version. I mean, they might have released a number of good figures, great looking figures, but I remember them for that bad Marin face. That's the thing. Okay, 21k is reasonable, unlike some of the other figures which are kind of expensive. And did you guys know that the Max Factory version of 02, yeah, the one without any clothes on, only a jacket, that figure was being used as an example by the Malaysian Customs Department, displayed in the office in the cabinet. An example for everyone on what not to import into this country because it is illegal. Even though that is technically not an edgy figure, but because she has no clothes on, she is an example of what you shouldn't buy and import into this country. It is funny, man. That's not even an edgy figure. Anyways, is it possible to import it into this country and get away with it? Yes, but I am not going to teach you guys how because it is illegal to teach people things that are questionable on YouTube. So you'll figure it out yourself, right? But what I'm telling you is that it is possible to do it. Okay, I mean, that figure is sold in some local figure stores, man. Yeah, you can still find it over here in my country, in local shops. Now, back to this Proof figure over here. The good news for you guys, for those of you doubting Proof, is that I don't think I've seen a bad scale figure of 02 yet. There are some that are slightly worse, some that are slightly better, but I've not seen a single scale figure of her where some figure company screwed up her face badly. So this isn't the kind of character where it is hard to get the face right? Marin Kitagawa, for example, that is a character where it is really hard to get the face right for some reason that not only the third parties screwed up badly, even the genuine brands also screw up. But for 02, I don't think she's that kind of character that is hard to sculpt. Even her price figures look very decent, the ones by Taito. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one over here from Uma Musume, we have Biwa Hayahide by Max Factory 1/7 scale at 24,000 yen. This almost reminds me of whatever Kotobukiya did with their Uma Musume figures. It feels similar, like they are meant to be displayed side by side. It is possible, I don't know, but Kotobukiya, no. Memory lapse. No, not Kotobukiya version. Kotobukiya's Uma Musume figures, they look like they're standing on pancakes, right? This reminds me of Vertex Elf series base, the deluxe version. Yeah, the grass base reminds me of that a lot. Very similar. Okay, now back to this figure. We are talking about Max Factory. If you like her, go ahead and hit the pre-order button. Yeah, nothing much to discuss. Very consistent figure brand. Moving on to the next one, man. We are almost 30 minutes in and we are only 1/3 of the way through for genuine figures. I'm talking a bit too much for this week. Okay, by Kotobukiya, we have a pair of figures, which I don't know who they are, but it feels like they are VTuber characters to me. It feels that way to me. Saotome Shino Nurse version by Minori Chigusa, almost 20,000 yen. This is the yin, and then this is the yang. Shirayuki Grand Nurse version by Minori Chigusa, white and black, perfectly balanced. 20,000 yen, March release. Oh. You know, I find small opai like this, and revealing them, half of them, it looks so attractive to me for some reason. So I'm liking that a lot. So this is the good girl who is always studying, and then this is the bad girl who is always taking pictures of herself in suggestive ways to post it on Instagram, right? Complete contrast of each other. Yeah, if you buy one, you need the other one. I like this one a lot more, obviously. I like cultured stuff. Okay, moving on to the next one over here. We have two figures of Rei Anami Radio Eva version. This is like part 3 or version 3. December release next year by Hobby Max, almost 19,000 yen. The funny part is that the color version over here is 1,000 yen cheaper than the borderline monotone version. This is 1,000 yen more for some reason I don't know. Is black paint more expensive than blue paint or something? I have no idea. This is supposedly the original color based on the original artwork, I suppose, which is in this color. But I would take the colored version anytime. Yeah. Saves myself 1,000 yen too. Yeah, all these fashion style figures, I would love to collect them, man. But one of the toughest things as a figure collector is that you have so many things you want, but you can't have them all. Okay, moving on to the next one. 1/7 scale Zenless Zone Zero Billy Kit by Apex Toys, 23,600 yen. November release next year. So this is probably going to sell 10% as many as Nico Demara, right? Like how many of you who pre-ordered Nico Demara, are you going to grab this one? Let me know down in the comments below. Of course, ideally you want to collect the whole set, right? But I have noticed that collecting the entire set of figures is not very common. Not a common practice among figure collectors. Most people will just buy their favorite characters. And don't get me started with complaining about my To Love Rules set, which was almost incomplete, but yet the figure company did not finish releasing all the characters and I sold it off because I was kind of pissed by that. Okay, Apex Toys, they make a lot of figures that I want to pre-order, but this isn't one of them. Yeah. Moving on to the next one. This is a quick mention. I covered her last week. She went on pre-order on Ami last week. And I said that HLJ released her a week later. So here we go. Gosu Apron version is now available on HLJ. Now we move on to low budget figure territory. The first one here, Mietos 1/8 scale Gift Plus. Azur Lane, New Jersey, Midsummer Leisure. I didn't bother to check, but how many New Jersey figures have we gotten throughout the past few years? Too many. So this is 6,000 yen at 1/8 scale. Almost pop-up rate price, but 1/8, not 1/10. Pop-up rate is non-scale, right? But to me, it feels like they are borderline 1/10 scale. So slightly better value over here. And a lot of figure brands are starting to see how these low budget figures sell very well, right? Apex Toys now have a new line of budget figures. They call it Lime Pie. And then, yeah, good small pop-up rate. We have Kadokawa Light, We have Furio Tenitol. Everyone is coming up with their own budget line. It is a good thing, seriously. So this one is coming out in May next year. Now, Miatos has announced the gift plus figure of, Kafka from Honkai Star Rail. I'm waiting for her to go on pre-order so that I can talk about that figure a bit more, but so far, I did not see her go on pre-order this week. Not in Japanese websites at least. So we'll just wait for it. Okay, the next budget figure over here, Konosuba Yun Yun Light Novel Idol version by Kadokawa, 10,000 yen, July release. Yeah, so cheap, right, for a Kadokawa scale figure, because this is a low-cost, small figure. This is like pop-up rate size. So the descriptions down here, 17 cm tall. There you go. This is pop-up rate size, right? Which is why she is so cheap. But this is a very detailed-looking figure. This is like another level or two above pop-up rates. Not comparable, really. I mean, look at all the fine details on the outfit over here. Yeah, I don't think pop-up rates, they can do it at 5,000 yen. And the next Konosuba figure over here, this is Megumin light novel version, 10,000 yen as well. You know, with Megumin, she looks so different between the light novel version and the anime version. Like, two completely different characters. I couldn't recognize her unless they mention that it is Megumin. 10,000 yen. And the third one over here, this one I also couldn't recognize her initially. I was like, who is this? Is this Darkness childhood version? And then I took a look at the name. Oh, that is Iris, the one in season 3, that small girl. Iris looked way younger than this figure. Is this like the slightly grown up version? The one we'll see in season 4? I don't know. 10,000 yen as well. Man, I love the colors on this one, blue and yellow. And see this gradient? Yeah, on the dress over here, this dark to light blue. Oh, I love that paintwork, man. Yeah, not comparable to pop-up rate. Kadokawa should have made them 1/7 scale and yeah, maybe 20,000 yen. Isn't too bad for that. Okay, moving on to the next budget figure, Tenitol Tall, My Sakurajima. By Furio, almost 10,000 yen. Okay, this is a bit hard to recommend. The problem with My Sakurajima is the same as Ram and Ram, for example. Way too many priced figures and very high quality ones at that. It is a bit hard to recommend paying almost 10,000 yen for a simple figure, lower detail version of My Sakurajima, when you can get a Taito EMP Plus for like 3,000 or 4,000 yen. Yeah, those figures are a bit smaller, but still not that small. Yeah, this is hard to recommend. Okay, moving on to the next one over here, pop-up rate SP special. You know, I never really understood the purpose of pop-up rate SP. It is like they are pop-up rate L, yet at the same time they are not L because they are a bit more detailed or more complicated, so they become pop-up rate SP. It is like a premium version of pop-up rate L. Al-Aziz from Demon Bane, man, this is old. Demon Bane is from from year 2000s, 20 years old by now. Okay, almost 11,000 yen before discounts, May release next year. There were many scale figures of her in the past, but they are so old by today that I just couldn't recommend you guys to hunt them down in Mandarake or elsewhere. We are talking about figures released in the 2000s or early 2010s, and when you buy a figure that old, there is a high chance that you'll get something that is sticky or yellowish or discolored, right? Because they have been locked up in their boxes for many years. And not to mention, those are old figures. The quality of the material used in the past, not as great as today. Okay, moving on to the next one over here, we have 3 Tenitol figures. 2 or 3 of them, I think. Momo from Dan, 6,300 yen before discounts. You know, the thing with character design, female character design, in shonen anime, they tend to look bland and boring. This is one perfect example. Next one over here, Okarun transformed version from the same anime, same price, August released next year. Not my kind of thing, But it is nice of Tenitol to give this kind of base. I've seen it a few times in other figures. Next one over here. Okay, pop-up rate Kanade Yoisaki Hatsune Miku Colorful Stage. Oh yeah, the Hatsune Miku anime adaptation, right? I haven't watched it yet. So she's in that anime, I see. Okay, re-release apparently 4,000 yen coming out in April next year. This looks pretty good for a pop-up rate. Yeah, standard pop-up rate. I haven't seen the actual figure. Since this is a re-release, yeah, the best way to decide whether to get it is to look at user photos at MFC. Next budget figure over here, pop-up rate, Persona 3 R protagonist. Okay, 5,000 yen coming out in May next year. Yeah, boring looking main character in game animes, in isekai anime, you know. Okay, I think the last 4 figures should be re-releases, right? Yeah. Bandai Figure Arts Zero, Monkey D. Luffy, 3,200 yen, and then Monkey D. Luffy Gum Gum Hawk Gatling version, 8,700 yen, and then here Okarun Transform version, 9,500 yen. Wow. All of them, oh, this is a new figure. I thought they are re-releases. And here we have Tony Chopper, 2,500 yen. Sometimes, you know, it feels like Bandai is being a bit lazy over here. They just re-release the same figure over and over for One Piece stuff especially, instead of introducing new stuff. Okay, that is all for HLJ. Man, this is a long one. Okay, now we shall stop by Ami Ami and FOTS Company. Being FOTS Company, it is no surprise that this re-release of Ryoko Matoi Kamui Senketsu version at 1/8 scale is an Ami Ami exclusive, despite being a re-release of an older figure. A very old figure. This came out many years ago. 17,000 yen, releasing in June next year. This is actually one of the best Ryoko Matoi figures out there. Yeah, despite being something by FOTS Company, I think it is all down to the pose. The execution over here is perfect. There is nothing that I would change about this figure. The base, the pose, everything is perfect. Only that, yeah, I would prefer a different company to take on this figure. That is about it. The other character, what's her name? Satsuki, is it? Maybe Satsuki will get a re-release next week. Yeah, Ami exclusive, of course. Moving on to the next one, another Ami exclusive. We have VSK94 Christmas Eve Detective Heavy Damage version from Girls Frontline. You know, the way the Japanese name their anime or game characters, maybe it sounds normal in Japanese, but when literally translated into English, sometimes it made no sense or it sounds funny. 35,000 yen is big. Oh, can't recommend it. Yeah, who cares about Ami exclusive? This thing is going to drop to 25,000 yen or less within 3 months after release. I mean, just go to Ami sales section and filter down the FOTS Company figures. Go and take a look how many Girls Frontline figures have been over there. Do not pay 35k for this thing. You will regret it. Yeah. Okay, not all exclusives are equal, okay? Ami exclusives means nothing. But, yeah, Aniplex exclusive is worth a little bit more, but sometimes they still been. But when you're looking at Wonder Festival events, limited exclusive, yeah, that is the real deal. So not all exclusives are equal. Okay, another Ami exclusive over here, Azur Lane August Von Percival. 36,000 yen by Alter. Yeah, Alter. Of course, it is going to cost that much. And this is with Ami exclusive bonus. Let's have a look at the figure. She comes with a giant bench over there. Okay, I won't complain about the price for this one. I know Alter can get it right mostly with the paintwork, and this is a big figure from the looks of it. It feels like maybe 5,000 yen too expensive, but 5,000 yen isn't a big gap for a figure that costs 36k. You wait until after release. Yeah, look for that 10 or 20% discount. It is possible. Then you grab the figure. Even though this is an Alter, yeah, I don't see it being worth paying 36k full for this thing. Wait for a small discount, and at least that discount will help you to absorb the shipping cost, even if just partially. Moving on to the next one, you know, when I saw this picture, I was like, isn't this a re-release? This came out moons ago. And then, renewal package edition. Yeah, a re-release. They only changed the packaging. So, Ram Yukata version by Kadokawa, 17,400 yen coming out in June next year. Where is Ram? Maybe next week, right? Maybe. It is still weird though. Normally they put both on pre-order on the same day. This is a bit hard to recommend, even though she is cheap. A bit hard to recommend on this one. There are a few, many other, not just a few, many other nicer RAM figures out there. Okay, moving on to the next one. This is a bit weird. These are not exclusives, but more than a day or 2 days after they went on pre-order, HLJ has not listed them yet. And they are by Hobby Sakura. And HLJ is not known to be slow with Hobby Sakura stuff, but anyways, Elf Sisters Fenniel, 1x6 scale, 24K almost. July release next year. This is the Big Mama MILF version, and this is the Lolly version, Michelle. 24K same price and release in July next year. This is like a big trap, right? Like if you buy one, you need the other one. Otherwise, it feels like something is missing. It feels incomplete. And then suddenly, yeah, instead of 24K, you have a 48K pre-order. Which is once again probably why Auto nowadays they are going for this pair up designs like Nikkei. They have 2 characters together, and then they have this set of Arknight figures coming, and there's like a set of 6 or 7 characters over there. That is why Auto is doing that, because people will be forced to buy the whole set to complete it. Okay, Hobby Sakura, what more can I say? Very consistent brand as well, Chinese brand. Go for it if you like them. Unfortunate, okay, 1x6, I thought 1x7. 1x6 scale, they will go nicely next to your Vertex Elf Village figures. Maybe you can hear a lot of fireworks going on in the background because this week is a festive week. So yeah, can't be helped. Okay, moving on to the next one, we have more budget figures over here. Kadokawa KD Call Ram and Ram Phantom Knight Wizard version. Halloween version in short. 13,500 yen for both, coming out in July next year. Of course, you can get them separately for about 6,000 yen each. I don't know why you would do that. I mean, you need the set after all. And what is their size? Ooh, 1x7 scale. 1x7 scale, yet they cost 6,000 yen, 7,000 yen each. What happened? Feeling the heat from Chinese figure brands, I suppose. I was expecting tiny figures, but they are 1x7 scale apparently. See, I did not read the title fully. That's my bad habit over there. Alright. Wow. Okay. I was expecting, Kadokawa light, smaller figures like those Konosuba figures earlier. Okay, moving on to the next one. The last 5 or 6 figures are, kind of edgy figures over here. Amataro Original Illustration Shironeko 1x6 scale by Pink Cat, 30,000 yen. That feels really expensive. I mean, yeah, Rocket Boy also sells 1x6 scale figures for 27k, 30k, but no, this figure is... it doesn't feel complicated or sophisticated, right? It's a relatively simple figure. This feels expensive, given what I'm getting over here in this picture. And yes, of course, she is going to be customable. Okay, moving on to the next one. This is a figure that went on pre-order 2 weeks ago. And I was aware of the existence of this figure, but number 1, I forgot about her. And number 2, HLJ did not put her up for pre-order yet. Number 3, she did not appear on Ami's front page or home page because social justice warriors are going to get triggered really badly. So she is only discoverable if you search for it. Yeah, because we are talking about Hachiroku. No? Yeah, edgy yet lolly. She almost looks like a child, but it is an edgy figure, so SJWs are not going to be happy. Even though she may be 18 or 20 years old fictionally, but the SJWs don't care. For me, I don't care as well, but in a different way. To me, fiction is fiction. Okay, back to this figure over here. So, the reason why they cropped this picture, I was wondering why would you crop it? There's nothing to see, but actually there is a nip slip. Like you can slightly see the nip over here on the side, which is why they cropped it. To be honest, I wouldn't have noticed it if not for Army cropping the picture in the first place, and then I would get in trouble with YouTube's rules later on. So I'm glad for them to have cropped the picture. Anyways, 33,000 yen for 1x4 skill, and you can undress the lolly. Why not? Get one! You know, I have been looking at Kyosuke's version of Hachiroku for a long time by now. A few months, in fact. I saw her on sale in Taobao and I kind of wanted to get one because cheap, right? High quality scale figure and at a lower price. I really wish that I could get my hands on the outer version, admittedly. 2 figures in the box, but that one isn't cheap. Okay, moving on to the next one over here, Amazupai. Oh... Secret Miho Ruikawa 1x6 scale by Damp Liquid, Chinese figure brand. 1x6 scale, 21,500 yen. That is cheap. Yup. I have a very similar figure from FOTS. Yes, the H anime FOTS by Skytube. In a very similar pose as well. Man, that thing is a treasure. I'm still keeping it today. Yeah. So, Damp Liquid, unfortunately, I don't know anything about them. A very new brand. Let's hope the figure does not arrive moist in the box. Yeah. Moving on to the next one over here. We have a 1x4 scale binding figure. Yasagure Public Health Doctor. Yumiko Yasaka. Wow. I wish that my doctor is like that. 44,000 yen standard price for binding, right? Including Japanese 10% tax there. It is a 40k figure. July 2025 release. Character design wise, I like this one. See? That's the thing with this kind of bunny suit original character figures. I would diss on one and then I would say I like the other one. It is all subjective, all down to character design. Moving on to the last section for today, yeah, we'll check out FOTS Japan and Insight figures at Ninin Game. Wow! They made something very safe this week. One single figure from FOTS Japan over here, Be Full and FOTS Japan. Albedo made clothes version. 24,000 yen before discounts, coming out in June next year. Okay. So... I'm actually kind of impressed with the way they painted the wings over here because some better figure brands don't even paint their albedo figure wings like this. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Union Creative. Yes, I still regard Union Creative as the better brand compared to FOTS Japan because their stuff don't break. Anyways, I think she looks fine as a figure. The face is great as well. Just that it is FOTS Japan. Yeah. I'm impressed with the wing. I just had to repeat it twice. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one. We have 3 figures by Insight. The first one here is Tiana 1x5 scale. Original character. Welcome to the Trap Dungeon. Wow, Tentacle Princess Tiana. One single scale available only 1x5 at 23,000 yen. Great price at least. And nice Ahegao fist right there. And the last 2 licensed genuine figure for this week. Yeah. Lolly with no clothes on. Himari. So we have 1x4 at 29k and a 1x6 scale at 19k. So you may ask, you did not even show me anything other than the face. How do I know what the figure looks like? Yeah, I'll tell you what she looks like. Virtually just standing there, nothing like that with no clothes on. Yeah, so you imagine the rest yourself with that creative brain of yours, right? Okay, and that is all for genuine licensed anime figures on pre-order this week. Now we move on to third parties making use of OSGK, which is our affiliate partner for third-party resin figures. As usual, if you are interested in pre-ordering or buying any figures, be it HLJ or OSGK, please make use of the links in the descriptions below to enter those websites and help out this channel. Okay, once again, third-party figures this week, kind of boring. But I am kind of glad for that because we had so much in the last 2 weeks and this is already a plenty long figure with the genuine figure section alone. So we shall begin with Anya Forger as usual, only 2 this week. Halloween again. $116 is a bit expensive, but I mean that base over there I can kind of understand, and this being a resin figure. Wait. Okay. That is actually a Pikachu. That's a Pikachu suit, okay. She almost reminded me of that character from No Game No Life Zero, the movie. What's her name again? Yeah, I mean the outfit color is very similar, but no, not related. Okay, so there's a version A over here looking on screen and a version B. Oh, this is so much better. Yeah, you buy it for the face expression, isn't it? To me, it feels like, a Good Smile should be making an additional 20 faceplates for Anya and then sell it separately. Like a box set of Anya funny faces. 12 or 15 faceplates for maybe 10,000 yen, 12,000 yen, I don't know, but we're talking about 15 faceplates over here. Yeah, Good Smile, please do that for the Nandroids. Okay, moving on to the next Anya figure over here, Snow White cosplay by Gulu Gulu Studio. Pink hair or black hair? Tough choice because Snow White has black hair, right? Yeah, this is tough. Oh, Poison Apple, right? Yeah, Poison Apple there. Nah, no contest. This is much better. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Early bird announcement of Boa Hancock by Temple Angel Studio. Never heard of them, but this is a 1x3 scale. Polyurethane version or silicone version. Both are artificial skin material. Yeah. Which is better? I would say polyurethane is actually better than silicone. I would imagine that it's also the more expensive one, but it really depends on what is your personal taste. Polyurethane is stiffer. Yeah, it feels harder as a material, and some people don't like it. They say it doesn't feel like real human skin, no? Silicone is closer to the human skin in terms of the softness and elasticity, but it is also less durable than polyurethane. Yeah. Very sensitive to moisture. Okay, moving on to the next One Piece figure over here, Ulti Buff series by Babyface Studio. Yeah, they do a lot of One Piece figures. This company over here. Face with mask and face without mask. Alright. I would take her with the mask simply because makes the figure look a little bit more interesting, a little bit more mysterious in a way, Okay, no price yet, but I don't think this will be 199. This is probably as low as 159. Yeah, I'm just predicting here. Moving on to the next one over here. This is an update from last week. Last week, we had this Rei Anami figure at 1x4 scale announced. No price yet. Now we have a price regular version 428, and they are referring to this figure over here, right? Yeah. That realistic face you're looking at is the more expensive one, which to me is a good news because I prefer this one. And hey, they're giving you two faceplates, man. The face is slightly different. This is not that bad. This is also very nice. At 1x4, this looks fine. Yeah. There is another figure which I can't show on the upper left corner. And then the deluxe version for $558. Oh, I see. Man, that was so misleading, the teaser picture. So that realistic face that I showed you guys earlier, that is actually just the head sculpt. And she was provided with a Hadaka body option for you to swap out in the deluxe version. And obviously, they put clothes on the figure because of rules in China. Man, that was really a bait and switch, man. I was writing off this figure last week, and she turns out to be a lot better. Yeah. Fan Art Studio, their figures? I think I've seen pictures, user pictures. I think they look fine. And Evangelion characters, not the kind of characters you see figure brands screw up their face, right? Okay, moving on to the next Evangelion figure with Asuka on a motorcycle by Cole Studio, 1x6 scale, no price yet. This is early bird pre-order. I'm predicting $350. Yeah, I'm just guessing over here. Oh, this is real nice, man. I want the bike. I don't think the bike is resin. I mean, if you look at scale model motorcycles, right? Those scale model vehicles by other toy brands out there, they go for like, $30 or $40 US can get one. I mean, at 1x6 scale, maybe $50 to $60. I don't think the bike is going to add a lot to the cost. So I'm having a conservative estimate of about $350 maximum for this one. She might go for lower than this, yeah, but I'm liking this a lot. Are we getting Rei? Come on, give us Rei as well. I think they are planning for it. Okay, I'm moving on to the next Asuka figure. This is by Instant Noodles Cat Studio. What kind of name is that? Okay, standard version starts from $155 only, right? And coming out in June next year. And then there is a standard version, gray platform, and high version, you're getting Hadaka body. So the thing of this Asuka figure is that this is like the original Evangelion from the 1990s. They're following the art style of that version. Very big eyes, signature 90s anime art style. I'm not sure if I like it. And yeah, there we go. Very big eyes. And she actually comes with a helmet. Yeah, there we go. For me, it looks a bit weird to display her like this. And there is a third body for the high version. Yeah, no clothes on as usual. Okay, moving on to the next one over here. Yiya Studio has a 1/6 scale articulated doll or seamless action figure of 2B for only $55. What? I suppose that it is not that surprising when details are almost non-existent or rather lacking, right? I mean, for $55, this is not bad. Yeah, it doesn't look as good as the more expensive 2B figures out there, but it is not like she's bad looking at all. Man. The fabric outfit, right? Her dress doesn't look good, that's for sure. I don't like her dress. But for $55, I don't think we can complain. This is like, Bear Panda Animaster level value. Very good value over here considering at $55 you're getting a jointed doll or action figure. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one here. Pop Costume Studio has a 1/6 scale Ghost Attendant action figure GS001 for under $200. No release date yet. Man, is this like realistic version of whatever the Azur Lane character is called? I forgot her name. She looks like Shuten Doji. Yeah, with the two demon horns in front. Same haircut as Shuten Doji and this action figure as well. I think even though they call this original character, I think it must be inspired by one of those Azur Lane characters, at least. Ooh, this is so cool! Forearms is weird. I've never been a fan of forearms, but ooh, this. I have to admit that I kind of want one after seeing these pictures. This is very nice. Cyberpunk vibes all over. And a character design that is similar to my some of my favorite characters in both Azur Lane and FGO. Man, I like it. Okay, moving on to the next one over here. This is an update from last week. I think I covered this one last week, right? By Playtoy Studio with licensed action figure of Chun-Li. Why are they calling this fighting goddess, whatever that is? Just call it Chun-Li if it is actually licensed because you can use the name. And even a Street Fighter name. Okay, $145 for an action figure is, yeah, it is a very good price. Just that I've been saying this for the 69th time, I think. I hate Street Fighter 6, Chun-Li and Cammy. Next one here, another Chun-Li. 1/3 scale licensed resin figure by OT Studio. Wow. Two versions, black or blue version. I think Chun-Li, we need the bun, right? The bun hairstyle. Otherwise, it does not look like her at all. Blue is her traditional color, but in this version, I feel like black looks better on her. Yeah, $694 for 1/3 scale. Okay, moving on to the next one. We have two original ghost girl figures because it is Halloween. It was Halloween. This is by the Summer Plant Studio, the better one between the two for $155, which feels a bit overpriced given that it is just white all over, but at least her clothes looks slightly translucent, which is why I had to cover it up because, yeah, YouTube does not like slightly visible names. The back side, is even better. I can't show the pictures, unfortunately. Yeah, her rear is better than the front with this one. Okay, and then the next one over here, this is like the cheapskate version or the bootleg version of the previous one. Same thing, same character design, but by Chiyu Studio, $30 only. Not as hot, isn't it? Different sculpt, yeah. Okay, coming out in June. So this is a Halloween figure. They put it on pre-order on around the 30th or 31st of October, and then they release it before Halloween in June next year. Or maybe they were planning to delay it, I don't know. Next one over here, she is Real Studio. Okay, this is a licensed PVC figure. PVC figure, right? Third party. So I think we can expect to see this figure appear in Japanese websites a week or two later. $59 only, coming out, no release date yet. Realistic characters. Oh, okay. I think I can see the appeal of this figure after seeing this photograph over here, but it is still not my kind of figure. Okay, she's pretty, right? This angle is a bit deceptive. I was about to write her off, like this is not my type, and then I scroll, okay, this looks much better. In fact, she looks a bit like some AV actress from Japan that I know of. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one over here by Mimi Studio, original character, again, cosplay Yellow Wind Demon. Okay, whatever that name is. Version A, standard version, starts from $192, and yeah, you're not getting that huge drum prop over there. Version B at $192, you're getting Hadaka version with the main figure, and to get the whole figure you're seeing with that prop over there, you're paying $336. Can't say I'm too surprised by it. Yeah. Moving on to the next one, this is one of the most underwhelming figure this week. From Akame ga Kill, I was like, oh, Akame ga Kill, and then mine's, yeah, we don't have scale figures of mine, I think. And then I look at the figure, oh no, this figure looks like crap. Yeah. I mean, she's only $136, but even so, I can't recommend it at that price. $136 buys you a very nice lower tier scale figure by Good Smile or Outer. Yeah, there are Outer figures going for that cheap. This feels like a slightly better version of Pop-Up Raid, but in resin. Okay, moving on to the next one, we have Free Run again by Light Team Studio, $133 only at 1/6 scale, coming out in June. And this is a very good looking Free Run figure. The only problem for Light Team Studio is that there are so many good looking genuine scale figures by Good Smile, Kotobukiya, and others that I'm not sure how many people will buy this. If they include these Dead Knights over here, I would pick one up because I want this prop at the base, you know. Fate Stay Night stuff, we need these warriors, dead warriors on the ground. But this is what we are getting. No, we are not getting that knights over there. I want that knight prop. I have to 3D print it myself, I suppose. So this entire package over here, and you get this extra face part for $133 is actually reasonable for resin figure. Yeah, just that competition is rough with the genuine licensed brands. Next one here, we are now into Genshin Impact territory. I think we have 3 Genshin figures this week. Is it 3 or 4? The first one here by GN Studio, we have Yaemiko and Ganyu. Oh, they are sold separately, obviously. No price yet, early bird pre-order. They are 1/4 skills and they are realistic face. So this is the teaser pic over here. I like the sculpting on their hair, but otherwise, realistic face, not my kind of thing, no. Okay, moving on to the next one over here. Yozai Wenshin Studio is at it again with their 1/3 scale seamless action figures or dolls. This time around, Yaemiko with a Heigao face included. Yeah, there are so many different versions over here. I'm lazy to click on them one by one, but it starts from as low as $359, and then if you go for the full set, full accessories and multiple head sculpts, $563. Yeah. And even though this isn't my kind of thing, I can see this one selling pretty well, especially with the Ahegao face over there. Who doesn't like that, right? Okay, next one over here, early bird announcement. We have Yaemiko again by Diamond Studio. This is no skill mentioned, but probably 1/6. So this would be like $199 maximum, and even $199 is expensive to me. Yeah. Up next, 4th Genshin Impact figure. We have Nurse Kerching by Poppy Studio. Once again, this is like an announcement, right? This thing was announced by company. They just list it. No press, no release date yet. You can always pre-order early with a deposit if you wish. Yeah, the Apex Toys Kerching, right? In Japan, there is a high demand but not enough supply, so she averages 35,000 yen in the aftermarket in army section or anywhere else. But if you can find a way to grab that figure from Taobao, you're looking at under 1,000 Chinese yuan. I'm not kidding. Yes, MSRP price in China. Okay, moving on to the next one. Oh, Genshin again. We had so many Genshin figures this week. Okay. Halloween version of Hu Tao and Furina, $249 each. No, that is not final price yet. Coming out in September. There are only 2 versions over here for some reason. A version and B version. But I'm seeing 4 different versions when I scroll through the pictures, right? And the other 2 versions I couldn't show you because, yeah, it is very edgy. So, do you guys collect seasonal anime figures? And by that, I mean festive season. Chinese New Year version, Halloween version, Christmas version. Do you like figures like that? Let me know in the comments below. So far, I don't collect figures like that. Yeah. Next one over here, finally, Honkai territory. We don't have many Honkai figures this week. The first one here, Kiana Kaslana from Honkai Impacted by Flawless Studio. I believe I covered a very similar one last week where she is actually wearing very normal dress. Yeah, a very normal dress. And now we have a Hadaka version of her pole dancing available in 1x4 and 1x6. Yeah. So the 1x4 version starts from $339. Yeah. And can go all the way up to $528 for the deluxe one with the Hadaka, like full Hadaka version. 1x6 scale starts from $221. Personally, I'm not too keen in this version. If I were to get this figure, absolutely I need her, then I think... I was about to say, get the normal cloth version. And then, when I think twice, no, this is what you see in those clubs. So this one makes more sense, I guess. Okay, moving on to the next one over here. This is my favorite figure for this week for very obvious reasons. Yeah, my favorite one for the third party section. We have Arctic Wolf Studio having a trio of Fushen, Sparkle, and Silver Wolf ready to mate because they are dry and moist at the same time. Yeah, just one teaser pic, nothing, no price, no release date yet, but I'm looking forward to this one, you know. Okay, next one over here. From Goddess of Victory Nikkei, we have Red Hood from Arctic Wolf Studio again. Once again, early bird pre-order, no price, no release date yet. Is that a sniper rifle or a bazooka? Why is she holding it like that? No, I don't play the game, but that doesn't look like the kind of weapon that where you hold over the shoulders, but what do I know? It almost looks like a sci-fi version of a sniper rifle. And anyways, don't question anime logic. Let's move on. Okay, we have Azur Lane Formidable from Ship Girl Studio, $190. So, Bikini Ship Girl, $190. Coming out, no release date yet. Formidable, what else do you need other than the outer version with that pretty face? 30,000 yen. Yeah, great buy. I really wish that I could get my hands on one, you know, but I have a very expensive November and December. Yeah, I couldn't buy figures carelessly. Mostly pre-orders. Okay, this one, yeah, hard to recommend. That's what I'm saying. Okay, moving on to the next one over here. This is one of my favorites this week, together with that trio of Genshin figure earlier, Honkai figure earlier. Okay, this is by Baji Studio. We have Luciana from Zenless Zone Zero, one that I can highly recommend. So I'm attaching an affiliate link on the top left corner. So this one starts from around $228 and then it can go all the way up to SSR version, the full package for $274, which is fair considering the amount of parts you're getting in the box. Okay, no release date yet, but I am estimating September at the earliest. I love my lollies, that's the thing. Okay, moving on to the next one over here from Loveholic Studio. We have Snowbreak Containment Zone. Oh yeah, I'm seeing this name a little bit more common nowadays. A game, right? I'm not exactly much of a gamer. Okay, wedding dress Fanny Golden. Her name is Fanny. Okay. I mean, E instead of A, but still they sound the same. No price, no release date yet. And this pose over here, it feels like I've seen it somewhere in an original genuine figure. They just adapted it for this character. And the last resin figure for today, we have Katja Klein from the same game by Halo Studio. No price, no release date yet. Yeah. This one looks okay. This looks more like a figure for those of you who love feet rather than face. To me, the face looks a bit long, but I can't be certain if this is a smartphone photo or a dedicated camera photo, because this does not look like a photo that is taken with a smartphone to me. Yeah, because it looks a bit compressed, long focal length. I think this is taken with a proper camera, this picture over here. Anyways, the face is a bit different from the Katja Klein, I know. Yeah, so we'll see. We need more pictures. This is the only one I have at the moment. And that is all for figures on pre-order this week. Which one will you pre-order? A lot of stuff this week. Yeah, let me know down in the comments below. And until then, if you found this video helpful, informative, or entertaining, give this video a like. Subscribe to this channel for more anime figure content every week. And hopefully later this week, I'll be able to come up with a figure haul video. Hopefully. So do check out this channel later on this week, and I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.